Yeah.
We just hang on. Hey guys, we're live on YouTube right now.
Oh no. No, don't.
It's only one go. We don't do any more. There's only one.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we just like
We're still live.
pause a second? Do you have anything? Did you have a question then? Before? No.
YouTube. Yeah. We are live on YouTube. It's okay.
I thought this whole situation was being filmed. I was like, hold up.
It is. Is it recorded? Oh yeah. Léa, tu peux leur dire de juste baisser le ton, je veux juste entendre ta voix, parce que sinon moi j'entends rien du tout à part ça. No, it's only when it starts.
You have to show the other bit of the chair.
Which, this?
Yeah, like, because that looks weird.
It does.
If isn't the end of the chair meant to be shown?
Wait, the mic is on it.
Or what?
No, not the black chair.
Yeah, but still. If it's beyond, it's a bit because we can see it like.
When we shut that, is that not you guys to control to move that to the side?
Yeah. Because you see the, what do you call it? It needs to be a bit more to this side because you can't, it just cuts at Adam.
Yeah, like halfway through.
No, when it was
When it was on
It needs to be back. Okay.
But it doesn't on here.
Can they put,
Okay.
so then that means it's done.
Yeah.
They need to sort that out.
Tu peux remettre l'écran sur l'écran. Okay. She's just trying on something and then she'll put back the screen on.
She's stressful.
We're going live in 7 minutes. We're not live
Can
anymore.
they figure out this TV situation with us?
Yeah, that's what she's doing now.
Can they please take that teapot off the screen as well?
Wait, Leah's trying on something and then she'll put it back on.
It's spilled the tea, Adam.
Honestly.
JC, look. That's what, it look, that looks.
But you see, yeah,
Is
but
that
you see,
it?
it doesn't actually show that out.
Oh, but that must mean it's there.
Wait.
But, like, okay, can you just understand that what's
Wait,
on the
let me
camera
see
is
it.
different to what's on the TV?
Yeah.
So it's just trying to.
Guys, the camera, it doesn't, the camera only.
Right, we'll know this. Can we just?
I am.
She is.
Right, guys.
She's looking at behind her.
We're gonna start in 2 minutes. So whatever we get, we get. Like, let's enough fucking around.
Yeah.
Done? Because this is ridiculous.
Okay.
Like, I just, no, you can't.
I'm not
around.
moving it now. Can we? Are we happy
Yeah,
with this?
Just leave it. That's perfect. Thank you. Right, guys. I don't care.
It's fine, guys.
I'm so scared to like say anything on this microphone as well because I can hear.
Guys, let's all take a chill pill.
Go now.
It's alright.
Yeah, we're going live in. Why does it say?
Guys, wait. Are you ready?
Just let them call us in.
Just let them count us in and we'll just go.
Yeah.
The TV room is ready.
Yeah, we're
already
ready.
here on that side.
No, shut the door.
Shut the door.
Do you need this script in front of you?
Huh? Yeah, we're gonna use it briefly for not like this
Not
one.
this bit, no.
It's just like our cues,
Adam, could you just have a little gap between the
like that.
the gap? Yeah, it's yeah,
Are our mics on whenever? Are our mics muted whenever they're playing the clips?
He should
Going
be,
live in 30 seconds.
but I don't know.
Right.
I'm not changing it.
Right, cool. Go ahead. Look at me. So the intro is 9 seconds long before I count to end. So
9 seconds.
Yeah.
So got in my head 9 from yours.
No. She'll
It's the
count you.
intro. Yeah, but that's the
I
intro.
think that is
That's the intro.
No, just do that, and I'll go. Good afternoon and welcome to Spilling the Tea. I'm Adam.
And I'm Philippa.
On today's show we have all the latest news, social media coverage and the guests later on in the show.
Today is all about girls. Earlier on this month we had International Women's Day, and on Sunday we have Mother's Day. So this one's all for you, ladies.
A word that's often used in the media today is feminism, and the definition behind it's often misconstrued. To us, it's equality for the sexes and unity.
Talking about unity, this touches on yesterday's tragic events happening in Westminster. Now over to Victoria to fill us in.
The Islamic State has claimed responsibility for yesterday's terror attack, and the victims have now been named. The attacker, who was shot dead on the scene, was known by MI5, mowed down 29 people, killing 3 innocent pedestrians. In the total, around 40 people were injured. 7 people are in critical condition. Several arrests have been made, and in Birmingham last night. A fine of £20.3 million have been issued to Thames Water. 1.4 billion litres of raw sewage spilled into the Oxfordshire and Buckinghamshire waterway between 2013 and 2014. The incident has been described as shocking and disgraceful state of affairs. Teenage pregnancies are at their lowest level in the last 50 years, according to the Office for National Statistics, ONS. Just over 20,000 girls under 18 got pregnant in England and Wales in 2015. More girls are staying in school or in college, as well as sex education, and the access to contraception has improved over the years. That may be due to the decline, ONS says. From brushes to beauty blenders and now hard-boiled eggs. Yes, hard-boiled eggs. The latest makeup trend is being used to blend foundation, concealer, and just about everything else. Not convinced? Take a look at this.
All right, we'll just apply this to our face like this, and here it goes. Ready, you guys? Oh my gosh. This is actually working really, really well. This kind of feels like a really cold silly sponge, but it smells like sewage, like eggs. So that's a turnoff, but it's actually doing a pretty good job. I really like how cold this is. It's like super refreshing too. Oh my god, that sound though, listen.
But Philippa, would you try the boiled egg?
I can't say I would, Adam, no.
No. So next on the show we have a little bit of art. Patrice, when our reporter was able to talk to Florence Given, who is an artist focusing on feminism. Her latest work is focusing on sexual harassment and aims to educate men.
Patrice,
A young
tell us
creative
more.
is making art with a purpose. London is one of the main art capitals in the world. Exhibitions, galleries, screenings and performances are spread across our cultural city. But why do these places choose to hold more male art than women's? In 2013, campaigners, the East London Fawcett, gathered research over a year with the aim of showing the gender imbalance in 134 commercial London galleries. The results concluded that sadly, out of 3,163 artists, 31% were only women. Women's rights have been rightly thrust into the media, and at the tail end of one of the biggest international Women's Days yet, has much changed in these 4 years. With radical feminist group the Guerrilla Girls still fighting sexism in the arts world since 1985, artist Florence Given, 18, is also using her talent as a voice. I think being a young female creative is powerful. She added, "It's our voices that are often shoved under the rug, and now we have our own movement." Her latest project focuses on sexual harassment and raising awareness of it to men in the UK. Florence wants to show these men that the F word is nothing to be sniggered at, and we're not talking about that F word, we're talking about feminism, guys. Her creative influences come from more of the underground scene, but she assures if it wasn't for the internet, she wouldn't be creating the work that she is today. One of her favourite pieces of work is a shoot she did with her friend Jenny. Florence explains that it was not the most conceptual, but it was visually beautiful. She said Jenny was actually crying about how crap she felt about herself before the shoot, and then we made some magic. So what does the future hold for Florence? In September, she will be making the big move from Plymouth to London to study styling and production at London College of Fashion. But long term, she said, I never really want to pigeonhole my profession because I want to be many things in the future. Photographer, image maker, stylist, illustrator, director, and activist. I am, and always will be, an advocate for female empowerment and equality, she added. Check out the rest of Florence's work on social media, on Instagram at Florence_photo.
Girls, as we are all aware, they're hard to avoid, but easy in our everyday lives. I'm sure we've all been there with one of those dreaded girl feuds.
With artists like Beyonce and Taylor Swift showing signs of unity, the idea of feuds doesn't quite seem as appealing anymore.
We went out to ask about the worst fights some of you have had with some of your girlfriends.
One time, me and my mom, we were like fighting, like having a discussion, you know, like teenager stuff, like I don't agree with something, she doesn't agree with something. And then we were like really loud to each other. And then I just say to her like, I hate you, and then walk away. And then the exact time that I walk away, I feel so bad with myself because I said to my mom like, I hate you, and really, really true. I just love her, you know, because she was my mom. And that was the really worst fight with her because that's when I said like something to her like really hurt her, and I know that hurt her because I could see in his face, and just was the anger that I feel inside me. But then in the next second I was just regret myself because I don't say this to my mom because she's my mom and I just love her.
I must have been in year 9, and there was a particular girl in the school. She was flirting with one of my friends' boyfriends, and I don't know why, but I just said, "Oh, you need to stop flirting with her because the girl felt a bit scared." Left it as that really, and then I heard that she wanted to fight me after school. So I'm like, all right, cool, we'll fight. I thought to myself, oh shit, like she looks a bit strong, so I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'll fight regardless. So we got there now, and she's like, you're a bitch, you have fake hair, and I'm like, you're a bitch, and your bum looks dumb. Just really dumb shit. And then everyone was like egging me on to hit her first, so I got closer, and I slapped her. But then, like, I just can't remember anything else. Like, she really, like, fucked me up. Like, proper bad. She, like, pulls out all my hair here. And, yeah, that was the worst. That was the worst thing I've ever been in my life. Yeah.
Us all best friends. Once one person fell out with one girl, that was it. We all fell out with her. And because I decided not to and stayed friends with the one girl that everyone had excluded, everyone turned against me, and it just like turned into this massive like brawl between about 10 like girls aged like 16. It was horrible. It went on for about 6 months, but other than that.
Now we're joined in the studio with our guest Andrew Bullock. Andrew is a TV and showbiz entertainment journalist. How are you, Andrew?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
All good, thank you.
Very good, very good. So just tell us a little bit about the stories that you then tend to cover.
Well, as you said, I work as an entertainment and TV writer, and so generally that is covering television, but also showbiz stories like that. So we kind of cover things on and off the screen. So really a lot of the celebrity stuff we deal with appears on shows like Towie and Made in Chelsea, but then there's a lot of that going on off screen as well. So it's that kind of thing really.
So with Made in Chelsea, both have just come back for new seasons, am I right? Yeah.
And Towie.
Towie as well.
Yeah.
Towie was last night, you said?
No, it's been on for about 4 episodes now, I think.
Yeah.
Made in Chelsea started on Monday.
On Monday. That was Binky's news with the pregnancy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you also write for Mail Online.
Yeah, that's who I write
That's
for.
your daily... Well, you would do like a synopsis almost of the episode.
Yeah. So, I mean, what happened with me is I have written for various different publications, and something I did for a long time was write a blog about Made in Chelsea and other reality shows, which then I started working for the Mail Online, and as of this new season of Made in Chelsea, my blog has turned into a column on the Mail Online, which is really good.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, I kind of just, you know, carefully critique what happens with a bit of a tongue in my cheek as I do it. So that's kind of what I do for that particular show. last night I was covering Towie, and there was a lot of Twitter backlash about Courtney Green being a bit of a bunny boiler, and so we did a story covering that. So it sort of varies a bit between different shows, but yeah.
So do you think that obviously with them kind of TV programmes, it is mostly, a lot of it is female feuds on there. What do you think it is like for people watching it? What do you think it is about a female feud that grabs the viewer's attention?
I guess everyone loves a drama. I mean, obviously, as long as it's not too much of an awful, serious drama. But, in terms of television entertainment, especially on a scripted reality show, which, to my knowledge, certain scripted reality shows are very scripted, but some of them actually are quite genuine. Yeah. For example, Made in Chelsea, I happen to know, is mostly kind of real. And I just think maybe it's some sort of sadistic trait that we have as viewers, but we do love a good row, and and it's when someone, especially when we're not involved in it, some people love it when they're involved in it as well, but as a viewer, it's fantastic television if you've got a load of people having a go at each other, and
especially Big Brother.
I mean, it's exactly the same. It's different because that's not scripted reality, and that's just shoving them in a house. But the thing with Big Brother is you almost don't have to write it, because the people who go into these things, including the celebrity versions, they just they're gunning to go at it with each other. So exactly. I mean, look at Kim Woodburn in the latest season. I
really loved her before she went on there, and then she came out, and I was like, oh girl.
I interviewed her when she came out. Actually, she's actually I quite like her. I think she just knows what she's doing.
Smart.
Yeah. But to answer your question, I mean, I don't know, and especially with women, I don't know, we just like to see, it goes back to sort of the cat fight thing, doesn't it? And it's just, men arguing and fighting is kind of a bit more, if we're going very stereotypical here, can be a bit more aggressive and not so pleasant. Yeah. It's kind of harder to watch. Whereas if women are doing it, it maybe is a bit easier to watch. But then again, you can get some really nasty women arguments. You can get some really non-nasty men arguments. So, depends who they are.
From covering the stories, do you have any in particular that stick out? Like
in terms of feuds?
Yeah.
Do you know, I mean, there's been so many on these sort of reality shows. It's difficult to kind of pinpoint one. One of my favourite feuds in the history of film and television is the one that's being covered by the TV show Feud at the moment. Do you know this?
No, I haven't.
Ryan Murphy, who created American Horror Story, he's doing one about Bette Davis and Joan Crawford, who are two Hollywood legends who famously hated each other. I mean, it's literally the girl feud to end all girl feuds. So I strongly suggest anyone watching this who's interested in this kind of topic to go out and check that series. It's right. It's. I mean, the guy's a genius. He writes American Horror Story, American Crime Story. He did Glee and all this. But that is one of my favourite all-time actress feuds. That happened.
Iconic.
It is.
Well,
it's
let's
iconic.
give it a watch.
Yeah, you should.
And do you think that the internet as a whole contributes to this obsession with like feuds with women?
Oh my God, 100%. I mean, look, the media, it's what I do. So, I'm not slagging it off, but, we do, if something goes on, we report about it, we kind of, really go for it, we accentuate we really pick the bits that are really sort of dramatic and sell the story on that. But people want to read it. People want to know about this kind of thing, and we wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't being provided to us. Like these shows like Towie and stuff, they're giving it to us on a plate. And then take into account social media.
All of the cast are on it.
They're all on it. They're all slagging each other off. They're all in Twitter wars. They're all unfollowing and following and blocking. And it's just you're given it. You don't need to make it up.
So favorite thing to write about, if you weren't covering these reality shows, really?
I mean, I don't just cover reality TV, just to sort of make sure everyone knows I'm not one channel.
One trick pony.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm going to give you a very boring answer and say that I very much enjoy writing sort of reviews for film, television, theatre. I've interviewed a few actors and sort of directors and things in my time, and I love sort of writing feature pieces and that kind of thing, which is even nicer when you can write it in print. You know, because I worry that print is going out of sync now, but we mustn't let it. You're the new generation, you don't let it happen. So, I mean, to be honest with you, that's really the kind of thing I love. But my kind of writing about these reality shows is kind of more satirical, which is always fun because you can, as I said at the beginning, you can write with your tongue very firmly wedged in your cheek and get away with all sorts, you know, so it's just fun. So,
Definitely like a lot of freedom with
I mean, you've got to be careful. On my blog, I can literally say what I want. I mean, I'm tactful. I'm not going to say something horrendous, but you can say what you want. Whereas when you work for an organisation like I work for the Mail, I'm representing them. So you know, you can't be too over the top, but you know, they encourage. You know, it's encouraged to have a bit of your own voice sometimes and put your own spin on things.
At the same time, you really don't want, like, as much as we're talking about feuds, you still don't want to offend someone.
No, you don't. And you know, the other day, I mean, I've been trolled to the nines because, I mean, the other day I wrote a story about how, I mean, Brie Larson, she's in the Kong movie. She went on the One show. She wore a low-cut top, and I was watching the show at work for work, and on Twitter, everyone was commenting about her low-cut dress. Positive comments, negative comments, all of it. As a reporter, I reported on that. Afterwards, I was barraged with misogynistic people, with people accusing me of being a misogynist because I'd written about it. But my reporting was what people on Twitter were saying, and it's a news story. So, I mean, you know.
Essentially, you were just covering what was...
Exactly. So, you know.
That's the way
it's just the way it goes. It's a very, you know, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Sometimes with that kind of writing.
Well, it's been lovely for you to join us.
No, thank you for having me.
No, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Yeah, certainly.
Cool.
So with the talk about feuds, between girls, it's not just the only ones. Boys are just succumb to it as well. Mother and daughter feuds are one of the biggest. We caught up with some people to let us in
on their squabbles with their mums.
Fight with my mother. Most of a fight with my mother started about 18 months ago when she gave a number plate to my brother, which was worth over about £125,000, and and that's supposed to be for her pension and to look after it in her old age. And so now she hasn't got the money to look after herself in her old age. She's just giving it all to my brother. So that's probably the worst fight I've had with my mother, because now
Mom is when she doesn't remember my birthday, and when she doesn't remember to say happy birthday to me, and the day gone, I will really get upset with her. And sometimes I may not talk to her for weeks, and she might be really upset. Why didn't you call me and talk to me? And I'm like, it was my birthday, you didn't remember to say happy birthday to me. So that really caused a big argument between us.
Just the worst fight I had with my mom was when I was trying to decide whether to study abroad or not. Because I'm a study abroad student, so my mom had this really big issue with me moving 5,000 miles away to London from where I was from Reno, Nevada, and so it was a whole lot of, it wasn't just like one fight, it was like continuous fights of her being like, why are you leaving? And I'm like, well, I don't want to stay here, so yeah, that was probably one of the biggest ones, was that it wasn't just like one big fight, it was like multiple big fights that happened.
Hope all of those have been resolved.
Now we're joined in the studio with Noah. How are you, Noah?
I'm good, thanks. How are you guys?
All good. Good to see you.
Good to see you. So, Noah, you're here to update us with all the showbiz news. And not the showbiz.
What's
the
going
Twitter news. The Twitter news.
It's been a long day.
That's the one. So, spill the tea.
So, today Twitter was a bit on fire because it's National Puppy Day. So, there was already about 50,000 tweets about it, and at 6 Penna tell us it's National Puppy Day. What a great time to be alive. And then at Kenyaotila encourage us to adopt a puppy from a shelter instead of buying them directly from the store.
Yeah, much better cause, especially like the work Battersea Dog Homes like doing nowadays.
Yeah, they need some help and they need some shelter and home and family.
Yeah.
So we've put together our favourite pictures of puppies. Those are our favourite puppies that we found.
Yeah, a lovely slideshow. Favourite dogs?
No, I like bugs personally.
Cat person.
Yeah. I'm a sausage dog girl, I think.
But it's nice and light-hearted to have this.
Yeah, it's really nice and light-hearted to have it actually after the terrible news that we had yesterday.
Yeah, because unfortunately, one thing that was trending the aftermath of the attack yesterday, and there's two main subjects that were trending. The first one was the word British born, with about 31,000 tweets. The authority found out that the attacker was British born and known by MIA, so obviously caused a lot of discussion.
Yeah.
And at Ben Truebody said that attacker British born, those working in NHS and police were not British born. What have we learned? This entity doesn't have nationality.
Yeah, I can imagine there'll be like a lot of backlash with Theresa May, definitely now with the Brexit talks.
Exactly, the fact that it was known from the services. And then the second subject trending was about, so that's a nicer and more positive, it's about the morning tube. So the commuters this morning could read nice message. For example, in Tower Hill, there is reading, "The flower that blooms in adversity is the rarest and the most beautiful of them all." And in the Tooting Back tube, we could read, "Unity we stand, divided we fall." So that is it for today's social media.
Thank you.
I think the nice thing about that is like London is definitely standing together, and I think Sadiq Khan said London won't fall.
No, for sure. So sadly, we've come to the end of our show today.
Thanks for tuning in.
And I hope we haven't left you too thirsty.
On this Thursday.
And remember, always be careful not to get burnt
when you spill the tea.